Good afternoon. Can I have a response? Thank you. It's an honor for me to stand as the first speaker. Normally, HIV is a subject where mostly people have it as a last in the agenda, or maybe due to the stigma attached to it. It's an honor. I take it as a privilege to be the first speaker, and to give you a small introduction of my background. I represent an organization called Russ Foundation, which was founded in the year 1992. And over the years, we have spread our activities in 3 districts: Madurai, Theni, and Tuticorin. And we started with caring for children and women, children without parents. By the years, as it passed by, we came across the epidemic HIV. And before going into the subject, I would like to have a small introduction for you about HIV. How many of you are aware of HIV? Great, thank you. So most of you know about HIV in detail or in depth, I think. So I'll just tell you points of how HIV came to India and when. It came to India in the year 1986 from Bombay to Chennai. It traveled through the highways, through the truck drivers, and then it spread over to the districts throughout the state, throughout the country. And a small statistics, there are around 330 lakhs people living with HIV in India, and this is the 2007 statistics. And new infections are about 27 lakhs, and the deaths so far, up to 2000, there are about 20 lakhs people have died out of HIV. When it comes to the epidemic in India, it is spread out throughout the country, and we have categorized, the government have categorized through National AIDS Organization in Chennai in 4 categories, category A, B, C, D. When you score A in our academic performance, what do you think? Is it a top score or something like that, right? Like that, all the A districts which have scored with more than 0.34%, which is the prevalence rate, are categorized as A districts. Fortunately or unfortunately, Trichy also comes as a A district, and I'll give you the statistics for Trichy soon. And the B districts are the one which is lesser prevalence, and C districts. There are 141 districts in the country. When it comes to the age distribution, you can see from 0 to 14, 15 to 29, 30 to 49, and 49 years and above. The highest number of the age group distribution is between 30 to 49, which has the highest percentage in the age-wise distribution, and we call it as the vulnerable age group. Coming to the prevalence in Tamil Nadu, you see the high prevalence district, and the antenatal care prevalence, we say it's a 0.25%, and when it comes to the estimation, it's about 1.84 lakhs. This is just for you to have an idea about how the prevalence is there and how many people are living amongst us. And you could see the drastic downward trend in this graph. About in the year 2001, the 1.13%, from that it has gone to 0.25%. This is mainly because NGOs like ours, there are many such NGOs who are doing prevention activities in the state, in the districts, in the country. And we can proudly say Tamil Nadu stands first in the country in the HIV reduction. But the sorry state of affairs is, unfortunately, the last 2 years, the HIV prevalence is in the increasing trend. And here you see the HIV prevalence among female sex workers or the homosexuals, men having sex with men, and the STD prevalence. And when you see the second line, it says 6.6, which is always in the rise. The HIV prevalence, which was high in the country among the injecting drug users, has now gone high with the MSM community. And these are the modes of transmission. And as you can see, the major portion of the pie has been dominated by the sexually transmitted infection, which takes the 84.6%. And through blood and blood products, it's about 1.9%. Injecting drug users, that's about 1.8%. And from mother to child transmission, that's about 4.3%. And unidentified sources, that's about 5.6%. And coming to Trichy, we should know about where we are, what is happening around us. Trichy is categorized as A district, and the prevalence rate is 0.83%. It is higher than the national prevalence, higher than the state prevalence. I don't know for what reason. So there is a massive intervention program is going on in Trichy. And there are 6,076 people living with HIV in Trichy alone. And about 1,721 people are on ART drugs, which means they are alive but carry the infection. And in the district, there are 3,616 female sex workers. Homosexuals are rated to 3,286, and the truckers, where the intervention required is 2,730, and the tribal population is about 18,912. And this is the latest trend, which you can see. There is a steep rise over the years. In 1999, 2000, it has gone up, and over the years it has come down. And from 2008-9, it has gone to 0.37. And now it is going to 0.38 in 2010-11, and I'm sure it is 0.40 or 0.41. And this is where we are, why this is going up. And I would like to have a small visual for you to have an understanding of our work.
Welcome to Russ Foundation.
Vanakkam. Hello.
We don't use the word orphanage here. We call it home for children without parents, and we have to settle them in life. Imagine a child without a father at a tender age of 10, 11, and we have 19 children without both the parents in our home. We have a small nursery and primary school focusing on child care, HIV-infected children, home-based care, helping them in toilet habits, eating habits, but very few people want to come and do service like this. And we do have a very good team. I am proud to say that they are not orphans. The way they grow up, very much together.
This is my home.
This is for Russ Foundation.
This is my family.
I stand today to share a small story. Thank you. About one of my child. In 2010, when I was in my office, couple of my staff barged into my office and said, "Sir, there is a small child, 3-year-old. Her mother is in the dying stage of HIV. She's a street-based female sex worker with HIV infection. Her name is Alamelu, living in the Madurai railway station platform." When the staff came, I didn't know that these staff were carrying this young child outside my office. So they wanted to have my reaction. And I said, what do you want me to do? The mother is in the dying stage in the platform, and she has handed over her child. Can we have her? I said yes. She came, knotted hair, bulgy stomach, with a runny nose, dried outside, semi-clothed, and she had not eaten proper food, smelly. Anybody would think more than 5 times to carry. I said, go and give her a nice warm bath, give her some food and bring her. And by the time they were narrating the story about the mother, the condition, the mother was a sex worker, firstly married to a mason who had HIV and he died. And after that, this lady was jobless, so she also went to work in the construction industry. Then she met one guy by name Balu. He was a drunkard, alcoholic, and so okay. And he was misusing her or abusing her to yield for his drinking habits. So every day he was forcing this lady to go for sex work. She'll go and get some money, giving the money to this guy. He was enjoying his drink. It was going on, and one fine day they felt that she was drowning and she was taken to the hospital. They found she was also positive. Then she was initiated for ART drugs. ART drugs is something which they have to take in the morning and evening once they are initiated, when the CD4 count in the body goes down below 300. As she was taking these drugs, she was also pregnant. And because of the default in the ART, she had a miscarriage. This was the situation. And a week before she felt that she was going to die, she handed over the child. That's how she came to the office. When they were narrating all these things, the child was brought back to my office. Neat, clean, nice haircut, like a beautiful angel. Hema is about 5.5 years now, studying the first standard. And when she came to our new home, she couldn't eat warm food. Whenever she took normal food, what we all ate, she had stomach upset. Whenever she had the time to sneak out, she used to go and pick some bits and pieces from the garbage bin. She was used to pick rubbish or something which is left over in the streets, and she was comfortable eating. It took nearly 3 weeks for her to settle down in the home to lead a normal life. Fortunately, all the other girls in the home accepted her as a nice child, as her sister, without any discrimination for HIV. The problem we face today is stigma and discrimination attached to it. Similarly, I would also like to share another story of another girl who also lost both the parents with her older sister. Both of them came to us, and she was recovered. She was brought to us when she had attempted a life on her because she was a teenager. As a girl who attained puberty, they had a small ceremony, and when they had a ceremony in the village setup, some people talked that she had HIV. So this spread out like a rumor, or like we had a negative thought of putting her life to an end. She attempted her own life. She took phenyl and she tried to, but fortunately she was saved. And that was the time she was brought to us for a counseling, and today she is doing second year BSc Max. Very brilliant girl. The thing is, what is happening with these girls in the society, why they are stigmatized, why they are discriminated, where do we stand, what wrong these people have done. She got the infection from the mother to child transmission. And this is where we are. And we have so many children like that in our home, stigmatized, discriminated, and they face hell a lot of problems in the society, in the school, in the workplace. Even in institutions there are stigma, in the families there are stigma, and in their own environment. And our work is to address all the issues or challenges related to stigma and discrimination. We go to the schools, we talk to the head of the institutions, the teachers, even fellow children, and integrate these children into the mainstream. This is our work, this is how we do. And I hope we all today take a decision to accept children as they are without any kind of discrimination in the society. I can tell you many other stories related to HIV. Sometimes when we come into the intervention work, we also face a lot of challenges, issues, police harassment. I'll end up with another small incident which happened in our intervention work. One of our female sex workers was taken for an encounter by one guy who was fully drunk, fixed for 500 rupees, and then taken to some quiet place. There were two other guys who were drunk, and they had an encounters one after another. This girl was harassed, physically abused, misused. When everything was over, she demanded more money, and one guy who was fully drunk took the knife and stabbed her 5 places. With multiple injury or multiple organ damage, she was admitted in the government Rajaji hospital in Madurai, and on the 5th day she died in the intensive care. Her son, who was 3.5 years old, was handed over to us by the police. What wrong she has done? Why they are facing this problem? Today we talk about government freebies. So many things are given to so many people: TV, mixer, grinder, fans, and all these things. 2 weeks back, when a positive woman lost her husband at the government hospital with 3 children, was refused to take her husband's body without paying 600 rupees as a bill by the government hospital. So we had to go take control over the body, do the funeral, and then give some money to the wife, the lady, feed the children, and send them back home. Why I am telling this is where we are, which many of us do not know what is happening around us. Coming back to the first story of Hema, Balu, the stepfather, filed a complaint in the police with the District 8 Control Society to take control of the child. Why? Because he had printed lots of papers saying that I am a HIV infected child, my mother is HIV, she is no more, my father is infected. He had printed so many of those papers laminated so that he take it in the railway platform, in the railway to the trains, and also in the public. When we came to know, we complained to the police. He used to come and shout in our office, threaten some of our staff on their life. So we had to complain to the police, and the police came, and the Madurai District Sessions Court, through the Honorable Judge, they said the child should be handed over to Russ Foundation, and all the papers, everything was confiscated, and he was taken for a different counseling. And today Hema is with us as a wonderful child. Like that, many other children are there. And that's what is Russ Foundation doing. Next slide. So let us all join hands together to act against stigma and discrimination. And I hope you will also be with me or with us. Let us be with them to make them smile and lead a life. Thank you.